Hello and welcome to episode 17 of our RPG tutorials. Today we have the AI beginnings, or the beginnings of AI, however you want to call it. We have a few steps to go through today, as always. First, we're going to edit set locations so we can fill and free up locations. Then we're going to, actually, we should swap these. We're going to add set to fill to square grid, and then we're going to do the freeing up of locations. It's just a way to set the filledness, whether true or false, of a location, and do so from a function so that we can add to it as we go. I'm sure that will become more complicated over time. Then we're going to handle mob damage, which is the easier of the two. And then we're going to add the handling of the movement, which will be a basic form. It will be functional, but far from what you would expect in today's games. In fact, if you go and you watch, old or play old, like regular Nintendo games, you'll have a similar AI for the mobs as you would back then. Now, I will point out where you can make it a lot better, and we will make it better within these tutorials. But I only have so much time in each given tutorial, and so I don't want 3-hour episodes. So we're gonna break it up and just kind of take steps towards where we're trying to go. But this will get you to where your mobs are moving on their own accord, and they will start to appear like they're actually a part of your game. So that's our goal here. In order to start that, let's go straight to square grid. Right here, and we are going to go and create set slot fill. So let's see, set slot, it's right here. So I tried to stay in alphabetical, right? So just that's what I'm looking for when I'm scrolling down there. I was not looking for the function. I am looking for where it goes. Set slot fill, and for that we're going to pass in a vector2 for the loc, and we're going to pass in a bool filled, and then here we're going to use functions that we already have. So first we need our grid location, so grid location temp loc equals get slot from location. Yep, perfect. And then loc. In here, we're going to make sure it's not null. So temp loc not equal null. And then we are going to say temp loc dot filled equals filled, whatever we tell it to be, so we can set it or unset it with this function. Very simple. I know it's not groundbreaking, but this is going to help us so that we can make one-liners to fill things. The next bit is we need to go to unit. There we are. And in unit, oh, looky there. We're actually exactly where we need to be. That's unexpected, but nice. I've yet to get my tabbing correct on this computer. Still got to work on it. Okay, in unit, what we need to do is we need to unfill the slot that we used to be in, and then fill the slot that we are moving into. So say unfill old slot, and that's going to be packet, because that's holding our grid in there. Grid dot set slot fill, there we go. Our new one, and then we have current loc because we haven't moved it yet, and then we have false, so not filled, and then we have fill new or current slot. Current/new slot. I like that a little better. It's better. Notes. Comments. Okay. Packet.grid.get. No, sorry. Set slot fill. Sorry, lost my frame frame of reference there. Apologies, and then true. Okay, so this is super simple stuff, but before you move your character, you free up the slot you used to be in, then you move a character, and you lock that down. We're going to need that for our AI, otherwise they'll start walking on top of each other. And we don't want that. So those two little edits is all we need to do outside of the AI, but now we're prepped and ready to go for the actual AI. This AI is going to run us somewhere around 40, 50 lines. It's really not overly complicated. First thing we need to do is we need to lock this down a little bit further. So we also don't want them moving if we only want them moving if turn not done. So turn done, turn done, not turn done. So without this, they would move until all of them are moved. So if one of them's taking a little while to figure out what the heck it's doing, or they'd all move until they're all turned done, I should say. So if one's taking a while to figure out turn done, then they're just going to keep moving, and that's not what we want. So once they're done, they got to wait. And then I don't think we had a reset turn problem. I don't think so. Let's see. Find all references. Turn done, set to false. There's that. Turn done. False, turn complete. Okay, no, we already have that done. I just thought about it, so I figured I'd double check it. Okay, so that piece stops it from constantly moving if one of the mobs takes longer, like if it's a threaded situation and it takes longer to figure out. Okay, now, what is this AI going to do? Well, if it's within a certain distance, and I am actually going to extend this aggro distance by 1, because I think it makes the game a little bit more interesting already, and this may need to go way up for some mobs later. But essentially, if the mob is within a certain distance to the hero, we already have that. Then we want it to do something, right? Now, what is something? Well, if it's right next to the hero, we want it to hit it. Sorry, something in my throat. So if we wanted to hit it within 1 distance, this is the code for within 5 distances, so we need an if statement for within the distance of 1, right? So let's do that. Let's put that in. Let's fix that. Fix our formatting, and then we'll say within 1. In this case, we're going to be it's going to be less than or equal to our code for checking the distance from the hero. And then very simple code here, right? It doesn't take much. We have do damage packet dot heroes I, right? We're in our hero loop for I, so heroes I, and then here we're going to say turn done equals true, and we're going to say break, because we need to stop calculating for this mob, because if there are 2 heroes next to each other, next to them, then it could hit one, and then if we don't break, it will go in and hit the other one. We don't want that yet, at least. Maybe there's an ability that does that, but and the other thing is it could hit and then decide it's within the range of another hero and then move, and we don't want that. 1 action, 1 turn. That's our goal. So this is our very simple attacking. Obviously, if you wanted to add skills to this, you would run a skill check if they're available and whether you want them, what if they meet the prerequisites for being used, whatever you set for a mob AI and its prerequisites, and then if there's a skill selected, use the skill. If not, then do the melee, right? But here's the do the melee, right? So I guess let's go with that. Do the melee. Done. Very simple. That'll get you there. If we're not attacking, we want to say else. And now here's where our actual trying to write a movement AI is. We're not trying. We're succeeding here. It's just going to be kind of simple to start with. So, 1 second. Okay. All right. So, how does this boil down? So first, we know we're moving at this point. So we're moving. Let's actually make those the same. Actions, a lot of times I put in capitals, and also to-dos I typically put in capitals. So these are actions that the mob is taking, so I'm going to put one in like that. Okay, so we're going to be moving. And then under moving, we are going to be find a path, maybe lots of them, and lots of them may be needed later, but for right now, one is enough. And then we are going to, very simply, move to the first location in the path. All right, hopefully within 10 seconds you see that that's an extremely simple thing, and that potentially moving to the first location in the path is, and always that exactly that is going to lead to mob collisions. So we'll talk about that as we get there, but let's start by getting some of this put in. So the first thing we need to do is, and we have movement checks, right? So if we go to level and we come down in here, we do this, right? We do it here. So we're going to take this code. Sorry, got a little bit of hair in my throat. I'm going to take this code and we're going to edit it, because this code does what we're looking for. So it has the set of pixel locations, then turns it into a set of grid locations, and then, yeah, that's what it does. So that's what we need. So we're going to take that. We are going to go to mob. We're going to paste that in, and we'll talk about it obviously, but we need a vector 2 here. We're going to rename these anyway, because I think that we can make them more clear. So this is the loc path, so locations path, and this is our pixel path. I think that's probably best, just a nicer way to name those. And then what we are missing, I think we just completely missed our, oh no, it's right there. Okay, never mind, it's there. Here. I don't think we need, for look, yeah, because we're not placing any. That was for creating a multiple sets of things. We don't need that. So here we say loc path, or pixel path, I'm sorry, pixel path. And then here is packet dot grid, because that's where our grid lives. And then we are starting at our current location of our mob. And we are going to the location of the hero, which is here. Oops. I dot current location. And we're not allowing diagonals. Now, you can choose to allow diagonals. That's up to you. Fix some formatting. And then we're going to take these pixel paths and we're going to convert them to locations. So again, packet dot for our grid. Chords is pixel path. And we're good. Okay, so let's talk it through real fast. We create the path and pixel locations. We grab a path from our grid a star function. Just get path. We pass in the mob's location and we're going to the hero's location. We convert pixels to grid locations, and then, so now we have a path. Now we need to move to our first location within the path. So if loc path dot count is greater than 0. We want to actually move, right? So to move, we want to set loc equal to the packet. We got to pass in the packet, and then we need to set path of loc path 0, right? Just the first thing in there, no big deal. Very simple. And then what we need to do is we need to remove the location. So that won't help us right now because we're regenerating a new path every time, which is not the most efficient, but it's legit for what we're doing for right now. So we're going to add a to-do for that, right? To-do, why did I put a third slash here? Because searching this becomes very easy then. Anyway, to-do, this should be upgraded to check if the hero is in the same spot before calculating a new path. It also should check if the other mobs, if there's no other mobs in the way, which you could just calculate a new path. But that's one of the reasons. So it gets more and more complicated for every step of efficiency and every step of making things that much nicer. And so we're just going to create a to-do, and we're acknowledging that that is not perfect, but we're going to say, hey, this is going to work for step 1, and we can get a good testing done, but we need to make this better. The next thing we need to do is say to do if there's no path, what can we do? Well, we can check the grid with nothing in the way to see if we can get to the hero still. And if we can, and that next location is empty, then, excuse me. Sorry, something in my throat. If we can, and that location is empty, we want to move there. So an example of this would be if 5 mobs are trying to follow themselves through a doorway, right? When one blocks the doorway, the other mobs will have no path potentially, if that's the only way to get there. And so what will happen is all the other mobs will just stop. That one mob will move through the door, and then the next one will get into the door, or eventually get into the door, and then they'll all stop again until that mob gets to the door. What we don't want, what we would rather have, is they all kind of keep moving towards the door if they can, the whole time. So this to-do will fix, or at least alleviate, part of that problem. And so we want to add the to-do, so A, that we don't forget about it, but also to show, hey, in our comments, we already acknowledge this is something that we can make better with our code. These to-dos you should probably write regularly when you come up with something you want to do later, because then when you're looking for something to do on your project, you literally just search to do, and boom, okay, there's tons to do, right? All right, if no path, then see if there is a path with obstacles removed. How do we do that? That's a good question. Think about that, because we will go over this. Or with, I should not say obstacles, we should say with mobs. Mobs removed. If there is, and the next slot is open, then still move. Sorry, I have to type across my body when I do this because my mic's in the way. Eventually I'll get a new desk and that won't be a problem, but my typing is even worse than normal. I'm just never very good, and you guys know that by now, but yeah. All right, let's give this a try. Let's see if this gives us something that is close to what we're looking for. Run it. Bring that over. I still got to make that bigger. All right. So we are here. This guy should start moving. Yep. Okay, so now he should be attacking. So let's see if he is attacking. All right, we're going to attack him, see if he attacks us back. Doesn't look like it. Let's see. Maybe our attacking's not working? Oh, I killed him. Well, there's that. Okay, now we're looking for this. Okay. Okay. He did find the mob to attack. That's good. I think the other one just didn't work because I think I killed the mob. So, alright. So do damage to the hero. Let's look at the hero real fast. Well, I guess we can just go into it. Go up definition. And then we'll check here. And then what is our damage stat from? Stats, damage 3, okay, and then our target stats, that's why you want to get health bars set up kind of early so you don't have to go through all this to check. All right, 30, 35, okay. Put another breakpoint in. Let's make sure that we got hit. 32. Okay. So we're definitely getting hit. So I know that took a second to check, but we wanted to make sure that we're doing it right. And it appears we are. So that's wonderful. And yeah, so that's going to be it for this tutorial. I've got a lot on my mind in the game industry. There's a lot going on, obviously, with Unity and with Baldur's Gate 3, and with Hardcore WoW coming out, and all kinds of stuff. And I have some comments on all that, and I think I'm going to start doing a comment section a couple times a month, or a comment video. Which I really haven't been able to do because I haven't had a background and whatnot, and now I can actually build one. So I think you're going to start hearing from me in that way soon. And if you don't like that kind of stuff, or you don't want to hear it from me, just ignore it. But if that's something that's interesting to you and you would like the perspective of somebody who actually does this kind of work, then I'll offer it up there. Anyway. If you guys made it this far, please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't. I know that almost 90% of you are not subscribed, because I can see that in the metrics. Please subscribe. It really helps me out, and you can see the next video when it comes up. I don't post a lot. I'm not spamming your threads. Your list of what to watch. Your subscriber list, all that kind of stuff. I'm not spamming any of that. I'm not trying to get in your way. But if you can watch the videos when they come up, then that really helps as well. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment. Comments are huge. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope this helped. Have a great day.